Hello reformers and welcome back to Perisno 0.9. Now when we left off we participated in a vassal battle and well, I have changed the camp menu options to hopefully provide us a little bit more of a streamlined experience in the battles. Now obviously I might change this a little bit later down the line, but for the moment when I'm actually unable to do anything with my own units in such a large battle situation, then obviously this is going to be the solution. But we are here. We are at Hedo Castle, and we are helping Agathor Krex against the garrison here. So let us join the next assault. I did go and recruit a whole bunch of slaves and a whole bunch of new Maccavian units. Hopefully none of them are here. There's actually 10 of them on the battlefield. I don't really mind too much about that. Hopefully there's not going to be many complications. You can see I'm actually kind of injured still, so that's obviously not great, but hopefully I'll be able to use my crossbow effectively here to maybe get a little bit of extra experience. I'm not thinking, I'm going to get 10 levels here, but I would like to get a little bit of experience, just a little, nothing too extravagant. But hopefully a kill here or there won't be amiss, and maybe we can do something like that. Is it actually hitting? I can't even see. I'm so bad at shooting in first person. I'm just going to shoot in third person for the moment. It seems like it is actually going over to the appropriate area, but it is being blocked by many of the shields currently present over there. So hopefully many more of our units... there we go. There's a hit. Very nice. And there's a headshot, no less. A Tauranian Royal Guardsman was eliminated. Level 6 we've now achieved. Very nice. I do need to get to about 21 strength as soon as possible so that I can actually start using some good crossbows. And actually saying that, I did set my mind on getting the bladed crossbow, but maybe the dwarven crossbow would be something to look at. Because even though it might be a little short in its distance, yeah, okay. There's many short jokes we can make out of that. But anyway, point is, it can fire 3 bolts very quickly. And then reload, of course. So that sounds pretty fun to me. It sounds pretty fun. The main reason why I wanted to use the bladed crossbow is because every single time you shoot, you're basically almost guaranteed to get a kill of some kind because it is just so powerful. And it has, I think, a good accuracy rating as well. I'm not entirely sure on the accuracy of the dwarven crossbow just yet. I haven't looked at the stats of that. I've seen the bladed crossbow in some marketplace very recently, and it was pretty impressive. It impressed me quite a bit. But yeah, obviously, as I say, I haven't really checked out the dwarven one just yet. Hopefully we'll be able to get over to dwarven territory relatively soon as well, because obviously I will want to go and get a special something that will hopefully get us additional money. And, well, I was actually hoping to survive a little bit longer than that, but oh well, never mind. We took 33 damage from a Tauranian bowman. That was not exactly great, but I guess we're just going to allow our people to do whatever they want to do, and we'll see if we can achieve victory here. I should also mention that we are trying, very much so, with a little bit of difficulty, we are trying to make enough money to be able to purchase a oil press or a weavery and dye works or an ironworks or one of those enterprises in a Maccavian town, because of course we are a mercenary of theirs and it would make sense for us to kind of align ourselves with the Maccavians as much as possible. That includes economically, because if we decide, I know someone actually did suggest this in the comments, and usually it would be a great idea to do this, but unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to get a weavery and dye works or one of those other enterprises that pays out really well in the Elantoran territory, because if we do that and they then decide to declare war against the Maccavians or vice versa, then we are probably going to have a really bad time of things, because that will mean we'll lose, I think, probably like 4,000, maybe 3,000 to 4,000 every single week. And obviously that's exactly what I'm attempting to do with the... I think there's a good opportunity with an oil press in Maccavian territory. And I think we'd probably have a pretty good time with that, even though it's probably not going to be as profitable. It is going to be much safer. And obviously I've checked. Ironworks is going to give me about... I think it's about 800, which is not very good. A Weaver in Dye Works is probably going to give me, I think it was about 2,000 or 1,600 or something like that, and a oil press was going to give me 3,000 something. So that is really, really good, and it only costs us about 16,000, which is exactly the same as an ironworks, but it's going to give us so much more payout, and that is exactly the reason why I want to try and save up enough money to do that. And we currently have about 10,000. I went to a nearby town, by the way, before actually coming in here to do this siege, and I sold all of my prisoners, and I say all, but I only had 5, and so I sold all my prisoners for about 1,000, which is pretty nice, and then we ended up with another, well, basically 10,000 again, because I actually did walk around a little bit and try to recruit a couple of people. I recruited some slaves, as mentioned before, because what I was planning on doing was making all of our slaves into infantry, and then using our Maccavian units, which are a little bit, I'd say, a little bit more worthwhile, in my opinion, because they're going to have a little bit more survivability. And I was thinking of making them into crossbowmen, because if we can make them into crossbowmen, they're going to survive much longer than any infantry unit would. And, well, they're going to get some kind of really awesome veterancy as our campaign, our series progresses, because I can assume that once we start to get a decent amount of Maccavian crossbowmen, I'm talking about 15 at least here, and I'm not talking about the low tier crossbowmen, I'm talking about the higher tier ones, like the marksmen. You know, if we can get those marksmen, we're going to be set for a while, at least with about 15 of them, and then we're obviously just going to advance and progress with the amount that we have and make sure that we are the most powerful crossbowmen in the land, and we're not going to die from a single headshot then, hopefully. Anyway, there we go. There's 5 renown. That's the reason why I basically stayed in there for as long as I did. Unfortunately, we did lose a couple of units. I do have now 75 maximum units in our army, which is actually amazing because we have a pretty high capacity as it is, so I guess it would be kind of good to do that. Anyway, you can see here we're gaining a huge amount of relation with all of the Maccavian lords as well, which is fantastic too. Of course, do bear in mind that some of them don't really like us, and if they own a town or something like that where we want to build an enterprise, then obviously that's not very good. Anyway, captured enemies is also something that I very much wanted to do, and so we're going to do that. We're going to capture all those prisoners, and yeah, we've got a whole bunch of Maccavians here too. We even have a heavy crossbowman. That is really awesome. A maiden sharpshooter as well. So we're going to be hiring all those too, and we now have 67. Very nice. Okay, I'm happy with that. So now you can see here, look at this. We have taken Hedau Castle, and apparently it's been besieged by Queen Trisna once again. I don't exactly know why it would be, because you've taken it. You've taken it, Queen Trisna. You don't need to. You don't need to do that again. That's. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. Never mind. They're not actually going in there again. They are actually attacking an Eagle war party, which might make sense for us to go in there and actually help out a little bit. There are 108 of them. I don't exactly know how that's going to go. I'm at 10% HP. It's probably not going to go very well, is it? Well, let me get another point in strength at the very least, and we probably want to start leveling up our power strike as well as our other things, because eventually I am going to be using some melee weapons. I'm not going to stay using only a crossbow for the majority of the time, that's for sure. But we're just going to level up our other proficiencies there as well. I am actually unsure what to do. I guess I could just wait here for some time. They're probably going to defeat the Eagle war party. Yeah. Easily enough. I thought to myself that maybe it would be an idea to try and help out, but it just wasn't viable. We have literally 32% HP. It's really not viable at all. I did see some Ankar's Seducers over here, which would be a pretty decent thing for us to attack. So maybe it would be an idea for me to try and find those. There's Lord Sadoun. I'm not actually going to be giving him his tax money just yet. So, I have traveled all the way to Maccavian here, not stopping at the very least to try and restore myself a little bit. I am being chased, actually, by one of the Tauranian vassals. He, unfortunately, has 105 units, so it doesn't look like I'll be able to take him on just yet, but I would very much like to do so pretty soon, hopefully. But anyway, here's Tamaris. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to take her, as far as I remember. She is 50,000. Orums, which is going to be in a pretty far away time. I don't think we'll be able to do that. But I will be able to sell all the prisoners that I have with me for 2,300. Pretty nice. Not too bad. And I'm going to say, Kengesh, I don't really mind. Marcus in Volderberg. No, I'm looking for someone specific. I'm looking for someone very specific. Kara could actually be very good for us because she's free. She's actually free, a free companion to join us, which would be amazing. And where is this? Where is that? I think that's far up to the... I think that's to the east, I think. So that's kind of bad. Where's Alindel? There's Antiope. We're probably not going to be getting her. Silavethia we will definitely get at some point. There's Alindel. Alindel is in Volderberg. That's actually really nice. Unfortunately, though, I don't think I'm going to be able to recruit him just yet because, as I say, I'm saving up. I am saving up for that very first enterprise. Now, let's see. Yes, it's all the way over here. The Kulan Horde. That's where Kara is. She would choose the most far away place, wouldn't she? Oh, well, never mind. I guess what we're going to do is we're going to just walk around here and see maybe if we can tackle a couple of, not deserters, really. I don't particularly fancy doing that. You know what? Let's go around the towns and see if we can get a nice task from a guildmaster or something that is going to require us to do a little bit more traveling than we've done so far. An Eagle war party. I'm afraid I can't take that job. That's never going to happen. What about if I were to do a bounty from a tavern keeper? Because they do tend to offer these. Are there any bounties posted? This guy. Okay, well, yeah, I guess we could do this. It's not going to really give us too much, with the exception of a little bit of relation with some people. Actually, did I see some people in there that were actually really good? There's a drunk. Do you have any idea who I am? There we go. Remove yourself from me. Okay, so apparently he actually did listen to me that time, which is pretty amazing. It looks like we may have found our man here. I don't know whether that's actually the case, though, so I'm going to get out my crossbow real quick, because if this guy decides to attack me, I feel like I'm probably going to die pretty instantly, because I have really bad armor on right now. I know I have some money, but as stated before, I'd like to save up for that enterprise. Anyway, hello there. I am looking for a fugitive by the name. I have my crosshair on you already. You can see that I mean business. Yes, you fit the description. I am a bounty hunter. Alright, so I made a mistake. One mistake. Can't a man start over? Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, okay. You can start over, but maybe... Well, that didn't work out too well. Alright, so instead of actually doing anything for a tavern keeper or a guild master or anything like that, I decided to look around a little bit and try and find a big battle that I could join, because the main problem that I have right now in this stage of my development in Perisno is I have an army that is very low tier in terms of the units that it has to use. But on the other hand, it's also kind of large. So, on one hand, I can't really fight low-tier bandits because they're just going to lose instantly and they're not going to give us that much in the way of rewards. And on the other hand, I'm too weak to be able to fight any vassals. So we're kind of in a bit of a middle space where we can't really do that much that is beneficial to us. But I did find this rather large battle going on between the Valahir clan, which you can clearly see is filled with Huskars and all kinds of crazy units, doing battle against the demonic army. And I thought to myself, yes, let us go in here and see what I can do about maybe getting a couple of kills off the demons. I am actually getting some damage on this guy, but I don't think I'm going to be able to kill him because it seems like he's surrounded by a whole bunch. That was unfortunate. That was really unfortunate. You know what? I partially feel like... I think I've mentioned this once before, but I partially feel like if you do a lot of damage to a particular unit and you don't, just happen to get the final blow, but you do a lot of damage to it, so let's say you do 90 damage to a 100 HP unit, and then someone just comes in at the end, like a peasant or a farmer or something, and then it's like, yes, let me kill this, and then kills the last 10 HP and gets all the experience from that, and you've done all that work. I personally feel like, I don't know whether this is even possible in Warband or even anything, Mount and Blade related that is, but I would like to see a split of the experience. So for example, you do 90 HP out of 100, that's 90%. You do 90% of the damage, you get 90% of the experience. Even if you don't get the kill, you should get as much experience, in my opinion. And I know this is gonna annoy some people because they like the sort of, I don't know. I personally, I don't feel like you should have to one-shot enemies to contribute and to gain a benefit from that. And that's not making it easier, it's just making it fairer, in my opinion. But oh well, whatever. I know some people are not going to be too happy with that, but I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, as you can see, we did help a couple of these guys. The main reason why I wanted to do this was to take these captured enemies prisoner, because these guys are obviously going to be extremely good to sell, and hopefully we'll be able to get a little bit of extra money from that too. Now we did, oh look at this, we actually did gain a little bit of experience here as well. Bear in mind, we are actually at war against the Fyhrr clan, so this is going to be kind of, well, difficult, I guess. Alright, so here we go. I narrowly escaped the encounter with the, well, Fyhrr clan, I guess. And two of the vassals just kind of ignored me, and one of them did try to get us dead, and that's exactly what's happening here. Unfortunately, he ran into a Reich vassal, and, well, they're fighting each other. So we're going to go in and help him here, and he only has 5. That's exactly the reason why I thought to myself, yes, let me try to bait this guy out and see if I can maybe get a battle 1 versus 1 with him, because he actually had 11 units at the time, but obviously I got there a little bit late to intercept, and what's currently going on is obviously the remaining little bit of his army, which is kind of unfortunate. Amusingly enough though, a couple of Fyhrr raiders were attempting to attack me alongside the Fyhrr clan. I don't know whether they actually have any kind of alliance, but it seemed like they weren't really caring about each other at all. They just wanted to help each other in battle. So it seems like the Fyhrr clan and the Fyhrr raiders might have a little bit of a relationship in some way. Not entirely sure about that. What is that? I see fire.
Now I see fire inside.
Is that guy riding a dragon? Is that guy actually riding a dragon? I know I've heard about the dragons and the wyverns and everything. I haven't really seen them too much in combat. It seems like, do they have fire arrows? It might just be a wyvern or something, but I don't think so, because we are actually firing it too. Oh my, I had no idea. I had no idea that they actually had fire arrows. Oh, that's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. Okay. Well, that's cool, isn't it? I actually wonder whether you can unlock those, or whether it's just a setting, you know, that some particular archers actually get, which would be pretty awesome. But I don't think I'm going to be the one to get that. I don't think Maccavians use flaming bolts, do they? They use, you know, obviously just regular bolts, and, you know, obviously because they're crossbowmen and everything. So yeah, I guess that's it. I guess that is actually it. Pretty easy fight, obviously. We're not really having to do too much, but it is giving us the opportunity to take this guy prisoner, which is my main reasoning for doing this, because taking him prisoner, I still haven't gotten a ransom offer for the Tauranian vassal, so I'm hopeful that that's going to come through soon, and otherwise, there's 2 renown for us. Okay, so we did help him a little bit. He didn't really need the help. Oh, he managed to escape? That's super sad. I was really hoping that we would be able to get something from it, but oh well, never mind. Okay, so we can continue to level up our forces here, and we have a decent force. It's not anything too strong. It can handle relatively weak bandit parties. I'm not talking about just 5 units here. I'm talking about maybe 20 or so. It can handle that easily without too many casualties, but obviously the main problem right now we have is that we don't have that many ranged, and having a lot more ranged would definitely help us. Once this guy gets sold, then I'm going to be able to buy, hopefully, the oil press that I so badly need, and then otherwise I'm just going to be selling my Demon Priest and the Demon Pilgrim and everything. And yeah, that should be just about it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.